Hello, thank you so much for clicking on my video and welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If this is your first time here, consider joining the family by hitting that subscribe button and remembering that notification bell so that you'll be reminded when I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, I'm so excited because I'm collabing with my sweet friend May from over at Craft Away with May, aka Crafty Slay by May. May is not only talented, but she is absolutely one of the sweetest people. And I'm telling you, here's a few of her pieces that she already created for the fall. I'm going to link her channel in the description box below. So make sure that after you watch my video, you head over and check out what May has come up with. I'm jumping into the first DIY, and I have 4 of these mesh sponges from the Dollar Tree, and these are the larger ones that the Dollar Tree sell. They sell so many different forms of these, and I will be showing you those throughout the video. So I'm just cutting off the tags, and what I'm going to be using is some of the Dollar Tree fabric that they sell. So I have some of the buffalo check print fabric. They have so many different patterns and colors that you can choose from, but for this first DIY I'm going to be using this buffalo check. These DIYs are really simple. I'm just going to open the fabric all the way up, and I'm making sure that I place the pattern on the other side because I'm going to add all 4 of those sponges right in the center. So while visiting May's channel, if you can please tell her that Jenny said hello, and if you're coming over from her channel, hello, welcome, and I hope you enjoy today's video. So I'm just pulling the fabric all to the center from all sides and just making sure that I am covering those sponges. Once I get all of the fabric pulled in the center and everything is covered, I'm just fluffing where the sponges are to create a little pumpkin look, and then I'm pushing all of the fabric down. Simple as that. To keep that secured, I'm gonna go inside all around, tacking down that fabric with some hot glue. And so I am going to be using a lot of hot glue to make sure that everything is secured, covered, and tagged down. You can always pull it tighter or make it looser. I'm going to use these stems from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 2 of them. The first one I am going to push all the way down so that I can pull my fabric a little tighter and I can attach that fabric to the stem that's all the way down. Then I'm going to take another stem and I'm going to add that right on top. And then I have this pick from the Dollar Tree that has these pumpkins on it, but I'm going to pull off of these leaves and attach a few of them around the stem. And I'm just making sure that I add my leaves over any glue that may be showing so I can have a nice, good finish. Once I get that complete, I do have some decorative reeds. I have this pack from the Dollar Tree, and it has these little wood spiral stems in there. So I'm just going to take one of those, and I'm going to take my scissors to cut it down because I just want the little top part, really easy to cut. And then I'm going to hot glue that right next to the stem, and that will be it for this first pumpkin. I think this came out really cute. I'm really liking the soft fabric pumpkins this season, and I think this is a great way to make a nice ass pumpkin. So the Dollar Tree also sells sponges in the 2-pack. So you're getting 2 for the $1.25. They just a little bit smaller, but you can still fluff them out a little bit. So I do have 4 packs of the 2 packs, and I'm going to be doing the same thing, creating a pumpkin, but I'm going to use 2 of these fabric pieces, and I have this pretty green color. So what I'm going to do is attach these 2 fabric sheets together by using some hot glue. I want this pumpkin to be a little bit flatter and maybe a little bit longer. I just want more fabric to this pumpkin. So I'm just going to attach these two together using some hot glue. And then once I get them attached, I'm going to take all of those sponges, and I do have 4 packs of 2s, and I'm going to place all of those in the center. I'm going to do the same thing like I did the first one and gather all of the fabric together. And so I'm just going to pull in all of the corners. I'm going to add a little hot glue to that one so it could be nice and secured. And then I'm going to continue pulling everything together until I have everything covered. As you pull in all the fabric together, you can be fluffing out the sponges and forming your pumpkin the shape you want it. And as you can see, I'm pushing all of the fabric right down in the center again, and I'm going to use some hot glue to tack down all the fabric and secure everything. I'm going to be using some of those wood stems out of that pack from the Dollar Tree again, but I'm only going to be using one because this pumpkin is a little flatter than the other one. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to the bottom of that pumpkin and place it right in the center. I'm going to be adding some leaves around this stem, and I pulled some leaves off of this pick that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to make sure that I place the leaves around, covering up any of that hot glue because I do use a lot of hot glue to secure that fabric. So I'm just going to start adding my leaves around, and then I'll tack them down. Now I'm also going to be using another one of those wood stems out of that pack from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut one of those little wood stems down that has the spiral, and I'm going to add that right next to the stem, and that will be it for this fabric pumpkin. I think this color is cute. I absolutely love it paired with the buffalo check pumpkin. I think these are really great for the fall. And for this next DIY, I have one of these cute little bath sponges, and this actually looks like a little pumpkin. I'm just going to cut the string off, and then I'm going to be using some more fabric from the Dollar Tree, and I have this cute orange fabric with these little dots on them. And what I'm going to do is open this up, and I am going to cut it in half because I need a smaller piece since I'm making a smaller pumpkin. I'm going to place the sponge in the center and gather all of the fabric around the little sponge, and then I'm going to take some of that macrame cord from the Dollar Tree and wrap it around to secure the fabric. I'm going to wrap it around a few times and then tack it down with some hot glue so that I can cut off the fabric from the top. Once I get the fabric cut down, now I'm going to continue wrapping it around that fabric, creating a little stem. Once I get it all wrapped around to the top, I am going to tack that down with some hot glue, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. Once I get that cut off, I'm just going to trim around the top part, cutting off any hanging fabric or cord. And then I'm going to use these leaves off of this pick here that I have from Walmart, and I'm just going to tack down a couple of these leaves, and that will be it for this cute little small pumpkin. I absolutely love the color of this, and I just think it's adorable. Now for these next 2 pumpkins, I'm going to be using these hair donuts from the Dollar Tree. I think they're great for little mini pumpkins. So I'm just going to cut them off of the package. And what I'm going to pair with these to create my pumpkins is a pair of socks. So I found these cute little Farmhouse socks from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is cut the top portion. I'm going to cut off the black part, and I'm going to cut off the foot part, and I'm just going to use this portion that has the little barn the little barns on them, and I'm just inserting the hair donut in there, and I'm going to push that fabric in the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Once I have both of them done, I'm going to add some hot glue to secure the fabric in the inside. Now I'm going to get 2 of those stems out of the pack from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add it right in the top and then push the fabric around it to give it some support, but I'm still going to add a little hot glue around it to secure it. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one, and this is just a cute little way to create some mini pumpkins. And after I get that one done, that is it for these. I'm not going to embellish them. I just think they are so adorable. Now another option to create a pumpkin is just using these cotton balls from the Dollar Tree as fillers. So what I'm going to be using with these cotton balls is another pair of socks, and I picked up these black socks that has these different color dots on them, and I'm just going to be using one. Now what I'm going to do is take one of the socks, and I am going to stuff this entire bag inside this one sock. And just a reminder, don't forget to check the description box below for the link to my friend's May channel to see what she has created. So I'm just pushing all of the cotton balls to the bottom and just kind of shaping my pumpkin. I wanted a taller pumpkin, so I'm just shaping it a little bit. Once I get it how I want to, I'm just going to cut the top of the sock off, and this is really simple. I'm just going to push this fabric right down, and this is really easy because you can shape these little cotton balls. And then I'm going to take that stem and I'm going to add it right in the center, but I'm going to put some hot glue in there first. Add my stem, and that will be it for this pumpkin. If you can find some really cute socks, I think you can make some really cute Dollar Tree pumpkins on a budget. So the Dollar Tree have sponges that come in this container, and I just wanted to show you another option of sponges, and these are a little smaller, but what I'm going to do is create a messy pumpkin with these, and I'm going to use that leftover fabric from the Dollar Tree, but I'm going to use the other side where the stringy side is. I'm going to add all of these sponges in the center, and I'm going to gather the fabric in the center like I've been doing the previous one. While holding the fabric, I am going to cut this fabric down using my scissors, and I'm going to place one of those stems from the Dollar Tree right in the inside, and then I'm going to take that macrame cord and wrap it around. Once I get it wrapped around one time and got that stem secured, then I'm going to keep wrapping it around and loosening up the fabric a little bit. Just so I can get a messy pumpkin, and I'm going to continue wrapping it around a few more times, and then I'm going to tack it down with some hot glue. Then I'm just going to cut off some of that excess fabric or any cord hanging, and that will be it for this pumpkin. I think this one is so cute. I absolutely love this orange color fabric, and here is how that one turned out. I just added it to my other pumpkins that I created, and I absolutely love how these turned out. It's so adorable. Now this DIY is not a pumpkin. I'm going to be using 2 of these wood pieces here from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using some of the fabric from the Dollar Tree, and I have this off-white color. So what I'm going to do first is stain these 2 wood pieces using some of that antique wax, and what I'm going to be creating is a little fall hanging sign. So after I get those 2 painted, what I'm going to do is take that fabric, I ironed it to where I folded it in half, and then I ironed it, and then I folded a small part of the fabric over to get rid of the rough side, and then I ironed that as well. I'm taking some hot glue to secure that piece of fabric, and then what I'm going to be using is this stencil that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is place that wood piece at the top just to have an idea where I want to place my stencil. And so I have this stencil that said it's good to be home, and it have some other little stencils on it as well, but I'm going to cut that top part off. And then I'm going to place it right where I want to add my paint. I'm going to take some painter's tape though and add it around so that I can keep everything steady. So for the letters, I'm going to be using some black chalk paint, and I am just dabbing it up and down over the letters. But for that heart, I'm going to be using some of that pumpkin color chalk paint to cover up the heart. I always just wipe off some of the paint first so it won't be so much when I'm stenciling. So once I get the letters covered with the black paint, then I'll go in with that pumpkin color and dab over the heart. Once I get that complete, I'm just going to pull up the stencil, and I absolutely love how it came out. And now what I want to do is just fold my fabric, because I want this to be a short sign. So I'm just going to fold my fabric to the size that I want it, and then I'll iron it again. I didn't want to cut this fabric because I didn't want this sign to be thin. I wanted it to have thicker material, so that's why I didn't do any cutting. So once I get it to the desired size and I've ironed everything, I'm going to attach these wood pieces to the top and the bottom. And I'm just using hot glue for that. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to add some hot glue to that fabric fold that was on the back so that can stay secure. Now I'm going to use some beads that I have from the Dollar Tree to create a hanger. So I'm just going to take these beads and pull a few of them off, and then I'm going to use my staple gun to attach it to the back. You can just use some hot glue, but I'm just going to use my staple gun to add a few staples on each side. And then once I get that complete, that will be it for this DIY. And I absolutely love how this sign turned out. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel, because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And remember, today's video is part of a collaboration with me and my talented friend May from Craft Away with May. Please be sure to check the description box below so that you can find the link to her channel. She is absolutely lovely, and she is so talented. And if you can do me a favor and tell May I said hello. And once again, if you're coming over from May's channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.